Hello everyone, myself Vaibhav. I welcome all of you to today's session of Market Movers, in which we will talk about the rebound which we are seeing in the USD JPY after touching levels close to 104. The USD JPY has rebounded almost 200 pips, and right now it is trading above 106 levels, and this reversal, this turnaround has been remarkable, and also the swift and the sharp upside momentum, which was least expected after a continuous fall for last couple of weeks. But then in the market, you should always be ready for the surprise, and now I think the sentiments have kind of turned for the USD JPY. So in today's session we will see if there are any emerging opportunities for us to exploit to our advantage. If we consider the trading context for the day, it's kind of a PMI day. We had PMI releases starting from the Asian trading session to the European trading session, and also for the US trading session we have the scheduled PMI release lined up. Now for the China, we got this Caixin manufacturing PMI, and this is best the reading has been for multiple many years now. And some of the components, if you were to look at the order book flows and the pricing, these are some of the indicators are also trading close to the decade best. So you can say that this sharp turnaround in the Chinese economy after this lockdown imposed earlier closure of Chinese economy is showing some signs of sharp recovery here, and that bodes well for the Chinese economy, and also that is good for the world economy as a whole. And here we have this reading of 52.8, which firmly shows that the Chinese economy is in expansion phase now, and unless and until some things or other give way, we are likely to see the manufacturing sector doing well at least for next couple of months. Of course, the anxiety because of the coronavirus pandemic is there, but I feel if this momentum can be sustained, then eventually, as the progress has been quite well on the vaccine front, so even on pandemic side, we might see some let up in next 6 months or beyond that. For the European trading session, we got the final PMI readings, and here there was not much deviation from the preliminary number, so we didn't really see much of an impact. And most of these PMI readings, starting from the Spain to France, are showing that European economies are trying to get back on track, and the manufacturing PMI numbers are, of course, promising, if not closer to record highs. And this is also because the rebound in economic activity after the lull of lockdown. So that's why we are seeing these numbers getting sharply higher compared to the prior month's readings. Now, for the United States, similar kind of numbers are expected for the month of July, and the ISM, that is Institute of Supply Management's manufacturing PMI, figures are likely to stay above 53 for the month of July, and this reading will, of course, be better than what we saw for the month of June when it was at around 52.6. Now moving on to the technical segment, we will cover the USD JPY, and then we will also take a look on the Nasdaq's technical outlook. Let's start with the USD JPY's technical outlook first. This is the daily time frame chart and the sharp reversal I was talking about while starting the webinar is this long bar which we saw in Friday's trading session. Here we had this sharp turnaround from 104 levels to almost closer to 106, and we closed just tad lower than 106 level, and now the market seems to have started where it left on the Friday, and this upward momentum is continuing here, and now we have got back to this 61.8% Fibonacci expansion after finding support closer to the 100% Fibonacci expansion of its prior fall. So I think now this turnaround is firmly in place, and if things hold well, I think this momentum is likely to sustain, and in that eventuality, we have to figure out if there are emerging opportunities for us to get involved, and in such a scenario, because of this sharp reversal, many of the indicators are still pointing in the bearish direction, but the price action is the quickest way of judging the market sentiments, and now the price action is saying that these bullish sentiments are taking hold, and though this regression curve will likely take some time before it will flatten and then eventually reverse if the price action holds well. So here I feel that we have to rely now on these pivot point series. We have this central pivot point, and traditionally speaking, anything above this central pivot point is generally considered bullish if the underlying instrument is starting closer to this central pivot point and trying to get higher. And one thing we have to keep in mind is that we have already seen almost 200 pips movement. So because of that, we will have to be a bit cautious in today's session and see if we can wait it out and sit on the sidelines till we get a better opportunity to get involved in the USD JPY trade. So here we will mostly have to rely on the hourly chart here, as because of this sharp upside momentum, we are going to find it hard to get involved with decent risk reward ratio. And now the immediate support comes around this confluence of 50 and 100 SMA, but that is of course far away, and that is almost 100 pips away from the current levels. And of course, we in the morning we had this reversal, yeah, after getting close to 105.6. But again, it is hard to say if in today's session we will see any momentum towards those levels, or any movement toward those levels. So it is not really likely. Of course, I'm not ruling out 100%, but the probability is fairly less. So what we can do is we wait it out for convergence of this 50 SMA and the price action. And if by tomorrow, if we see some stability coming in the USD JPY price action, and if the USD JPY is able to hold its ground anywhere closer to this 200 SMA, that should be an welcome development for us. And it will also optimize our entry and exit points, as the risk will be lesser compared to getting involved right away at the current levels. We have already seen these sharp moves, and now I think it's not advisable to get involved for any long trade at the current levels, as that will keep our stop loss very wide, and it will unduly increase the risk. So rather than that, considering the reversal we are seeing in the USD JPY, we can wait it out for a session, and maybe by tomorrow's European trading session, we will have some clarity as well as better opportunities emerging for us, as long as the USD JPY is able to hold above or closer to this prior swing high, this consolidation zone near to 105 levels. Now moving on to the Nasdaq's technical outlook. The Nasdaq has been in a phenomenal upside momentum, and this run, I think, is waste of once in a lifetime. And in Nasdaq now, it seems like nothing is going to stop it, and this upside momentum is likely to continue at least for foreseeable future. Here in today's session, we are seeing that the Nasdaq is trying to get closer to its all-time high, and it's not really far away. I think just a percentage point away from its all-time high. So it's fairly close, and if things hold well, and if we see some fresh buying momentum even in today's session, we might get to see a new all-time high being established. So the takeaway is that the upside momentum is continuing, and all we have to do is try to get involved on the long side. That is, we have to buy the Nasdaq and for that all we have to do is figure out the optimum entry and exit so that we can get involved on the long side of the trade. So here coming to this regression curve, it has bent slightly on the bearish side because of these in incremental gains and then this sharp reversal in which the Nasdaq fell twice after touching levels close to 11,000 and it eventually came back closer to 10,300, and after consolidation again it is seeing fresh buying momentum, and now it is targeting the higher levels. The next resistance for Nasdaq is almost 3 percentage point away, around 11,300, and I think we are most likely to see the Nasdaq continuing on its upward journey, and after brief hiatus, it might even try to resume its momentum. And in such a scenario, as long as the Nasdaq is holding well above this central pivot point of this month's pivot point series, which is there around 10,700, we can continue to look for a buy trade here. And if we are going to do that, we will have to, of course, use this SMA formation of these 50, 100 and 200 SMA, which is also indicative of the fact that we are likely to see support coming in for Nasdaq anywhere close to this 10,700 zone. The 50 SMA is rising sharply because of this upside move which we saw in the Nasdaq, and then the slower SMAs, this 100 and 200 SMAs are also trying to catch up. So using this price action structure, I think we can use this recent swing high and then also this recent swing low. So we can say that given the fact that we have multiple things which are pointing to the presence of support area closer to this 10,700 level, I feel that as long as the Nasdaq is above this zone, we can continue to look for buying opportunities, and for that to happen, of course, we need the Nasdaq to correct somewhat from the current levels, and any entry point closer to 10,700 zone would be a welcome development for us to get involved. But of course, that will entail correction of almost 2 to 3 percentage point in the Nasdaq's current valuation, and for that we will need to wait it out. And then the stop loss will work closer to this prior swing low, which is there around 10,500. So I feel any buy entry in the price band of 10,700 to 10,800 should be a good idea, while keeping the stop losses just closer to this prior swing low, which is there around 10,500. And on the higher side, the price zone around 11,300 can be considered as our first target, and if things hold well, we might even see the momentum continuing beyond that. So that's it from my side for today's session. If any of you have any query or any idea to share, you can write it in the comment section, and I would be more than happy to take the discussion forward. Before I sign off, I would also like to remind of the risk associated with trading in the financial instrument, and one should be careful while using the information provided. Have a fabulous day ahead. See you tomorrow. Goodbye.